the draft set. Portal opened up. Land of Dawn. Here we go.
Welcome
For
to
Evos
Mobile
versus RRQ.
Look, the system can't handle how hyped this game is, right? Because RRQ Hoshi, our defending champions, is literally on their last life here in game number 2. If they lose, it's gonna be a 2-0. So they crack their egg with a 2-0.
They crack their egg. That is
Sorry, it's badly translated.
Well, that's a very local saying, but it applies, absolutely. RRQ, I think they have a lot of potential here, but the roamer is still a diggy, right? You can go aggressive with the diggy, but everyone needs to contribute to that because you are not a tanky frontliner the same way we can expect Vin to do with, let's say, a Cho or something similar. So the info game, the pressure will be there from RRQ, but the actual catch, though, we have to see if Evos can maneuver around that.
I feel like it's all back down to timing because when we're talking about catch, let's say Farsa opens up the Feather Airstrike and it pans out the way that they expected. They still have the Matilda to use the Guiding Wind to get out of that Feather Airstrike and hence render that ultimate useless.
They do. You know, that's the thing coming into this matchup now. There's going to be a lot on the table, and it's all going to come down to those little differences, right? Those milliseconds when it comes to the engages. Who engages first? Who pops that time journey? The reaction time, the execution is going to come to play here in game number 2 very, very much. The impact of the reaction time and the execution. But Rashi, based on the drafts, who do you think got it?
I think RRQ has a lot more potential because the amount of crowd control they have in the early game, including the one from the Farsa, by the way, right? They have a lot more chances to make plays happen. And usually, these not tanky caster supports in the roamer role.
You're a caster.
They don't do, well, not like us. I mean like spell casting. Anyways, they don't do so well only if their jungler isn't tanky. But with the Balmon in play, they can rely on Albert to be in the front, and then Vin can just play reactively. So I think there's a potential for that to happen. And there's also the combo between the Time Journey and the Blazing Duet.
Sorry, did the three of them literally change their clothes and swap seats?
They swap jerseys and seats.
You can expect RRQ, if they win this game, 3 of them will move on to the RRQ team again. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are going to be resuming into the game for game number 2. Vin, it's already moving up top. Yeah, so annoying. Reverse time, nope. Just goes in for the time bombs. Clover going to be zoned away from the minions for now.
That is what Diggy can do in your lane. He just stays there and spams those traps, and you can't really do much about it. You just kind of lose out on your advantage in the lane. But Evos, they're making a play towards Albert here.
Oh, and Asuki Sutsujin winning the retry battle again. So lethal here, winning every single one so far.
Imagine being Albert right now. It must be so annoying, and like the reputation that he has against a rookie, the rookie monster, and losing all those retributions, and even now him being pressured in that regard. As now we're going to take a look at the emblems as well as talents here, Rashi.
Demon Slayer for both, so I think Albert's confidence is definitely shaken. But Clover, he went for the killing spree as Clay here gets very low. He gets taken out. First blood by Dreams on the Matilda.
Again, Evos Legends, they strike first, and Sutsujin is ready to go for the gank up top. Skylar needs to be careful. Dreams has rotated again. Evos, man, they are looking good. RRQ Hoshi trying to go for the turret gold here, but again, Claude doesn't really deal that much damage early on, so not that much gold going to the hands of him just yet.
Dreams already so active as well in those rotations. He's able to be at the right place at the right time, and we can see here when it comes down to the 1v1 situation in that EXP, Pendragon is winning that lane currently, and so he will have the additional space to set up for this turtle.
I think that's what happens when you send your roamer to just babysit your gold lane. Dreams on the Matilda is free to do whatever he wants around the map, and that is exactly why I think Clover goes for the Brody pick. It's very independent. It can do well 1v2. This is going exactly according to the plan of Evos Legends.
And it all comes down to how fresh they are in the games with the new axe effect. Obviously, both teams are coming in here super fresh with the upgraded dual action Dio body spray. You guys can fight bad odor and smell fresh, because the better you smell, the better you play.
Once again here, Evos getting very aggressive in a top lane, and they are going to be rotating towards this top side. But even with the aggression that they have displayed, they're still playing it really with discipline.
Yeah, and Evos Legends, this is smart from them, right? They don't need to go for any of these crazy plays. It's RRQ who actually need to come back in this game. Evos can just use this gold lead that they have to constantly put pressure on RRQ. And again, it feels like RRQ drafted 3 losing lanes. Paquito versus Esme, Skylar on the quad versus a Brody, and Farsa versus Xavier.
That's not ideal, man. You want one lane to at least make plays with, but I think they thought that the gold lane would at least make a bit more sense. It can actually like be a bit more dominant with the Diggy contributing so much time to it, but it is not according to plan right now. Clover is doing just fine. He is level 5. He is still pretty much on curve as R7 here. He's trying to make his plays as much as possible, but we will see a pause right now.
Another pause comes through. Ladies and gentlemen, please do be patient with us here. We are going to give...
He started, he mentioned that RRQ Hoshi have the better chance, but so far,
Whoa!
What's happened?
We get straight into a team fight here. It's asking the Circling Eagle, popped in by Dreams all the way, but a time journey there. R7 goes over the knockout strike, and Albert finally gets the Retribution win onto the Turtles, securing the objective for RRQ. Hoshi, my goodness, we go straight into a fight.
Yeah, Feather Airstrike already opened up there in that mid side to be able to clear those lanes. So even though that perhaps the Xavier has the upper hand, the Farsa is going to be able to still use that ultimate to help her out in that particular lane.
R7 now with the Bloodlust Axe, he has a chance to outplay, but we take a look at the items for the rest of the players as well. Clock of Destiny completed for both the mid laners. They're playing artillery, they will require burst from the Lightning Truncheon as well, but that will still be later on. Skylar has the Demon Hunter Sword, but Clover has the Heptasies. It's burst against a DPS burst as both teams converge on the top side, but RRQ, they're looking a lot more dynamic. They're all over the map here.
Already 1-1 in terms of that turtle. One trade for Evos Legends. Evos is still leading in that economy. But so far, Evos Legends, they haven't been able to look for a play, and now R7 here goes on to Sutsujin, deals a little pressure.
Ooh.
He actually uses that retreat.
Yeah, the flicker as well there. Clover jumping in, and he might be caught here with a Feather Airstrike. Albert dishing out the damage here on towards Clover, but the lethal counter was not enough to take him down. RRQ slowly but surely regaining control of this game, as Skylar is going to be able to cut the waves up top, and Albert is zoning Pendragon and Dreams out of the lane.
RRQ with the damage advantage, with the healthier HP bars. They go for the tower, but they get engaged on.
Oh, Pendragon with a Falling Star Moon was able to lock 3 members in place. No more follow-up there. Just a Dawning Light as R7 goes in for the knockout strike onto Dreams. Now with the jab.
Ooh.
Dreams able to get out of that one with the guiding win, and look at the bottom side. Evos, they stay calm and composed. They use the pressure that RRQ created up top to look for a trade of them for themselves in the bottom side.
We can see now though, Evos Legends already on their way towards this turtle. Sutsujin already dealing half the damage onto the turtle. But Albert here coming.
No, not in range there. Retribution secured by Sutsujin. Not much of a contest by RRQ, but slowly but surely, it does seem like Evos Legends are actually just gaining 1.6 now.
It was a bit too slow from RRQ. They sent R7 to the top side and tried to get a man advantage, but it wasn't working out. Play gets chance to half HP, but Sutsujin will be jumped on, but he is way too beefy to fall.
Look how confident Pendragon is. He's just able to go for a 1v3 situation with that Falling Star Moon, able to dish out the damage. He's now able to put pressure onto the next objective in that turret. And so far, it doesn't seem like R7 has anything to say about this just yet.
He is the sustainable fighter on that Esmeralda, just dancing away while chipping at your HP bars. Look at this poke though. Taz doing a lot of damage. RRQ Hoshi, they might want to urgently start something before they get poked down, because the Lightning Truncheon has just been completed for Taz.
Yeah, that was before the Lightning Truncheon.
Exactly.
He's already dealing that much damage. Wow.
Gonna be very, very scary as we enter the mid stage of the game. That mid power spike for Evos Legends, remember, is when most of their members actually are the most dangerous. That's the most dangerous stage, with Clover on the Brody, but for the airstrike now comes in just to poke them down, but the Mystic Field actually locks Clay into place. No more follow-up just yet, and this is smart. Evos Legends, they don't want to go for any fights unnecessarily. There are no objectives on the board, so just go for fights when there are objectives. If not, we just go for the farm. Clear as day, 1-0 in 8 minutes.
RRQ Hoshi, they have more fighters in their composition, so their mid-game power spike will come a lot earlier. And Skylar has the core items here. He goes for the Blazing Duet.
Oh, Taz gonna get caught, and Skylar picks up the kill with a Blazing Duet there. Going back with the BMI, Sutsujin with the Retribution onto the mini wave there as Albert jumps in onto him. It's gonna defend the airstrike as well. The lethal counter to delete him. Very well chained. Again, onto an objective. RRQ did the same. They might be able to turn the tides here as they go for the Lord.
Beautifully timed and well executed by RRQ Hoshi. Evos Legends with a 700 gold lead. That might just diminish by the fact that RRQ Hoshi were very quick and very responsive. But Prodding Light misses that, and Albert will still be able to secure that Lord.
Close result of the fight there. RRQ Hoshi has finally turned the tides. They used the mid-game power spike. We were just talking about more fighters, more beefy members, and Skylar getting the golden staff. And just like that, he goes in for the Blazing Duet, makes full advantage of it. So now Evos Legends are on the back foot. They are the ones on survival mode.
Look at the economy just shift.
Yeah.
RRQ Hoshi 1,000 gold lead now, picking up the pace here in the mid-side as look. Now their airstrike has been opened up. They will be able to use that to zone away Evos Legends and take this turret for themselves.
The pressure though from both these teams, right? RRQ in particular, now that they have the advantage, look at how much pressure they have. They are locking Evos Legends essentially in their base by just by pressuring the second tower, because at any moment, any member from RRQ can go and flank them, and then Clay can just have a field day along with Skylar going into the Blazing Duet. So Evos Legends, they are very wary of RRQ's high-tempo gameplay.
Oh, Clay is rotated to the top side for the airstrike onto Dream. Sutsujin trying to go for that heavy spin, but will be cancelled out. And here we get to see RRQ again, just playing it very, very slow, very disciplinedly, getting all the turrets outside of the base, and falling back. They don't force anything, they don't overcommit as well. R7 though, he's waiting in that bush for someone, but it does not work out. RRQ notices that they are staying a little bit too long. Let's just back up, let's freeze the waves, and wait for the next objective.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing now as well in the top side, the mid, and even the bottom lane. RRQ Hoshi now picking up the pace with a 2,500 gold lead, Arashi.
And for everyone else, Skylar already with the Win of Nature, so Taz won't be able to actually pick him up as easily. But Sutsujin being as tanky as Albert essentially, so both of them are just gonna be duking it out, while the rest of the teams, they are the ones in charge of doing the actual damage. Right now, RRQ Hoshi, they're letting the waves freeze, and they're making moves around the jungle of Evos Legends. The bottom side though is uninfested by RRQ Hoshi, so Evos Legends, they are still able to secure a bit more gold income, but overall, RRQ Hoshi is having control in this game.
Evos Legends, though, they're not sitting idly by in their base. They're actually moving. They're looking for opportunities on the board. The initiation is there. The incentive is also there because they do want to win this. However, they kind of overlooked that mid side as now Pendragon is still able to get away and even put pressure in that bottom side.
Skylar, oh my god, with the conceal and the sprinting goes on to Taz!
No.
What an incredible play by Finn and Skylar as he now goes onto the base turret. Yeah, I mean, no one expected that, not even us.
Wow.
What?
He's an assassin, not a marksman.
That's exactly it. He played it like an assassin. Goes with the conceal provided by Vin, and he goes with the Blazing Duet knowing that Taz has no sprint and he can't do anything to actually avoid Skylar. If he sprints, Skylar has the sprint available as well. With that advantage right now, without Taz in the play, RRQ Hoshi get a free Lord by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
What a cheeky little pick there by RRQ, securing themselves a 4,000 gold lead. And was it a normal Lord or an enhanced Lord? I think it was
I think it was normal.
Yeah, they hit it a bit too fast perhaps, but again, the Taz was up very, very fast, so they had to go for that. As now, we are going to take a look at Rashi. The damage dealt by Axe. It's Taz actually who's at the top.
And Pendragon is following closely behind because Esmeralda, he just goes 1-1. And Skylar actually is number 3. And if you look at the player's gold by UBS Gold, Skylar actually has the highest income, followed by Albert. So for the most part, Clover is still the richest person on the side of Evos Legends, but not nearly enough 2k gold difference between him and Skylar.
Yeah, it turns out it's an enhanced Lord there, Mirko as well as Arashi marching down in that top side. Araki Hoshi putting pressure on all three lanes. Will Evos Legends be able to defend this?
They're dispersed. Base turret taken down, bot and top as now they look towards that mid lane with the enhanced Lord still very healthy. Dawning Light not dealing as much damage as before. And look at the Feather Airstrike taking away a lot of HP. But Sutsujin comes in with the heavy spin, bringing Albert back away. But extended time journey popped in by RQ as well to get him out. Pendragon jumps over to Skylar, but the BMI will ensure his safety as RRQ. They are able to capitalize on that siege, securing a 7,000 gold lead now.
Yeah, they have 2 inhibitor turrets, so they do have the initial vision of what they wanted to execute with the Lord. And now RRQ Hoshi, they don't want to overextend. They don't want to give space for Evos Legends, neither give them the opportunity to take it back into their hands.
Well, RRQ, they have made great use of the mid-game power spike. Right now, even if Evos Legends catch up, they are severely down in objectives. They have only 1 tower taken in this game, and the control from RRQ is very scary because this Diggy, it's annoying, man. The traps expose you, and you can't come in carelessly because he can pull you back. So, Evos Legends, they're still on survival mode, and with 2 turrets gone from the base, anywhere the Lord spawns, there will be a pushing lane for RRQ.
And this just shows again, ladies and gentlemen, that both RRQ and Evos, they have improved so much from the last time they met against each other. That was a slugfest, just fights after fights after fights. Now, 3-1 in 14 minutes. I think this is so far the lowest kill game in MPL Indonesia, and it's all dictated by objective takes.
Well, the tower contest is what's important here. Usually in the late game, with a full fight, with a lot of fighters, a lot of beefier members in your team, the pressure is the problem, right? You just fall off if both teams are equal. But Arki Hoshi now, they have a lot more objectives from tower, right? So half the map isn't even accessible for Evos Legends. They have a lot more flexibility in how they want to control and corral Evos Legends into dangerous spots in the map.
Ooh, the comment for the Storm here, as both teams are going to be putting their focus, but Vin here might be caught. So the airstrike has opened up to zone him away, but Evos Legends as well as RKOG, they're going to contest this.
No BMI on the hands of Skylar. Reverse time, Brigand Dreams back. Sutsujin there in the front, trying to provide space for Clover and Taz as the Dawning Light comes through. Sutsujin going to get chunked by Clay, brought back by reverse time as well. Look at the bottom side. RQ has it pushed up. They need to send Pendragon in, and R7 instantly just goes in for the engage. Evos Legends able to back up for now. RRQ looking for the Lord. They are just baiting the time. They're baiting with the base, with the man advantage that they have. And look at this. RRQ with the setup as disciplined as ever. Lord Slain presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series, secured by RRQ all through setup.
Evos let that go.
Right. I mean, they were forced to send Pendragon all the way to the bottom side. This is why the base hearts are so important. The lane was pushing, and it's just way too risky. So without Esmeralda in the fight, it's just a bit too much going 4v5 against RRQ Hoshi. That is 8k gold ahead. Evos Legends back away, but can they defend against this Lord, though?
That's the big question here. RQ Hoshi looking for the siege again in that mid lane with the Lord up top as well. R7 goes over the knockout strike onto Sutsujin, just taking away the momentum from him to look for any sort of engage. Has the time journey. Finn is still left relatively untouched as R7 jumps into the backline. Sutsujin with the heavy spin there for the time journey again. Finn comes in, circling Eagle to the backside. Pendragon getting taken low, and Sutsujin finds Finn actually. RQ losing in the fight here. It's a 1-0. Skylar able to dash away from Sutsujin, and man, oh man, we have a game on our hands. RRQ unable to end. They lose one member for the price of a base turret in the mid lane.
3 lanes pushing an enhanced Lord in the hands of RQ Hoshi, and yet Evos Legends were still able to defend, still staying relevant in the game, even though they are at a 7,000 gold deficit. But now we're going to take a look at the instant replay here by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
The fight was going relatively well, but I guess the high ground, the damage potential from the side of Evos was just a bit too much. Taz already has a Divine Glaive after all, so that damage is very much relevant. One other factor, though, is the fact that Clay's Feather Airstrike actually got cancelled by Sutsujin. So that actually played a big role in how the members of Evos Legends are able to actually move into range, not zoned by the potential threat of Farsa's Feather Airstrike, who also already has the Divine Glaive.
Those little differences are going to play a huge factor, the biggest factor actually in these games. Those milliseconds as to when they go in, when the time journey is popped. Those are the little things that will come through and impact the game overall. Again, Aeterna, 18 minutes, 3-2. But as we enter this 18-minute, that gold lead that RRQ has will significantly be less useful, less important as the game progresses. Evos Legends will be able to catch up in terms of the items, gold lead becoming irrelevant.
18 minutes already, so we can expect a huge timer as well when it comes down to someone getting picked off. So at this stage, it just takes one moment, one mistake for both Evos or even RRQ Hoshi for them to be able to win the game. But the difference is the pressure is definitely on Evos Legends. They don't have any inhibitor turrets left, so all these lanes are going to be even pushing naturally for the side of RRQ Hoshi, and Evos Legends. It's going to be more difficult for them to go for that one straight push meta.
In this situation as well, RRQ Hoshi, they have their hidden card, right? The time journey can allow them to actually deny any kind of engage, but Skylar gets taken very, very low. He lost the Wind of Nature already. The fight hasn't even begun yet.
There you go. That's the burst damage that Brody has on towards Skylar. Now Skylar's caught. Half HP, buys the immortality here, maybe selling that Wind of Nature after using it. But again, those little victories coming in for Evos Legends here to get more pressure onto the evolved Lord in the game. Dawning Light once again popped in by Evos Legends, opening up the map here, but that's a huge resource. And RRQ, they forced their way in, forcing Evos Legends to
Here
reset the
R7.
Lord.
R7.
R7 is looking for the flanks. He gets spotted out by Taz. Amazing read by Taz to stop that flank from happening as Skylar is able to dodge away from the Dawning Light. Pendragon puts his focus again onto R7, and man, both teams just fighting for setup.
Ooh. Skylar gets chance to halve HP. The wave on the top side is slowly pushing towards Evos Legends. So RRQ Hoshi, they can be content just buying time here. Feather Airstrike chunks Clover though. That is the long range damage coming in from the side of RRQ as well.
Oh, there you go. R7 jumped in as well, wanting to go onto Clover, who still has the flicker. Both teams, again, this is going to be crazy, but look at RRQ. Like you mentioned, Rashi, that slow push up top is building up, and they have to send Pendragon. RRQ noticing this, they go straight for the Lord. It is going to be some time before Esmeralda jumps back in, as they have that mid lane cleared up as well. Satsujin going to be caught there, brought back with reverse time, and Skylar puts some damage onto him. Torn apart memory, though, bringing Skylar to a quarter of his HP. Satsujin getting chunked really low, as that's going to be the Circling Eagle onto Finn, who doesn't have the immortality. Will pop the time journey just there, as R7 is going to get caught. Lethal counter, though, from Albert, was already popped onto Satsujin, who's able to pin him down with the heavy spin, turning it around and taking Albert's immortality out. Albert going to take him down as Clover gets the kill. They might be able to go for this Lord now. RRQ, what can they do?
Oh, doesn't seem like RRQ want to let this go, though. You can see Clay, Vin, as well as Skylar setting up.
Oh, this is a risky play for the airstrike. No, he gets sniped down by Taz. And look at Dream. He's able to buy some time, as Skylar now will be able to dish out the damage for the torn apart memory by Clover to seal the deal. R7 going to get taken low. Still able to run away with the time journey. 40 seconds on Clay and Skylar, but 20 seconds onto Albert. My goodness. The Dawning Light again by Evos Legends as they turn the game around.
They're staying relevant once again in this game and even winning it out in this situation. Evos Legends will be able to push all these lanes here for themselves, take the turret in that mid side, and now RRQ Hoshi with 3 men down. This can't be it.
Glowing one is available for Taz as well, so now this pokes, the harassment is going to hurt even more ever, and R7 gets picked off!
That's a catch again. Evos Legends trying to go for the end right here. 5 seconds for Clay. Albert jumping with a time journey as well onto Finn, but the base will be targeted by the side of Evos Legends.
Oh my God.
Albert with an interruption, and he's still going to be able to clear out the way. Feather airstrike pop by Clay. He goes for a minute wave. He will be able to do it, but what is a king to a tiger who will just shred you to pieces? 2-0. The Kings have been dethroned.
Oh my God. RRQ Hoshi have been sitting at a match win streak. This is the day of upsets. Evos Legends not taking it 2-1. This is